This video is brought to you in part by The Night Sheriff by Phil Foglio. Bartholomew Xenon Land is protected by the Night Sheriff. Day and night, he's burdened by a witch's curse to be aware of all that live and play within the massive fantasy theme park. Now an attack on the park by a monster hunter who knows far too much threatens everything: the guests, the staff, and the supernaturals who take refuge in the park. The Night Sheriff must scramble to uncover not only the source of the threat, but the secrets of the park of which even he was not aware. If he doesn't, he may be doomed. The park may be doomed. And even the world may be doomed. And that's a lot of doom. Go to Amazon.com for your copy today. Hey kids, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Planet Zoo. This is, of course, a continuation. Excuse me. I'm fighting off a cold, and every once in a while I feel like I'm going to sneeze. This is a continuation of my National Wildlife Park project. I explained it in a couple of places, but basically what happened was somebody said, well, you know, if you're going to up your building game, you should have started with a plaza. You should have started with an entrance plaza. And I went, you know what? You're right. You're right, absolutely right. So I built myself an entrance plaza. That's what this is. That's what you saw in the last episode, was me building this. And this is how it ended up coming out finally. I think it looks really good. It looks like a zoo's entry plaza. And then, of course, you have your paths leading over here to the first wildlife area. And that, of course, is Wild Arctic. I love this sign. It came out just beautifully. I love the entrance here. It just looks, I mean, look at this. That looks like something you'd see in an actual zoo. So, what we're doing in this video is I'm going to show you some of the plans that I have. So this isn't, this is Dan over at DanFX Gaming does what he calls 0.5 episodes, where he shows off the planning. So I'm going to show off what I'm planning here. And, just to let you know what is going to go on. Okay, so this is a list of all the animals that I'm going to be including in this zoo project. It is not every animal in the game. There are animals that are missing. The gharials, for example, are not on this list, neither the Indian rhinoceroses, rhinoceri, whatever. Anyway, but there is a lot of animals here, and I'm admitting it. I'm starting off with the Wild Arctic list. That's the Arctic fox, wolf, Dall sheep, those. And then I'm moving on after that to the Australian animals, the land down under, and then to an insect spider exhibit house, and then to all the aquatic animals, and then to the European animals, and so on and so forth. You can see the progression on the list. Now, will I make changes to this list? Almost guaranteed. I'm going to try and get the entire list into the zoo. I may change it. I may put the gharials back, for example. I may put the bonobos back. The bonobos aren't on there either. Or at least I don't think they are. They might be. Anyway, but that can tell you exactly what my plans for the greater zoo are. However, I'm starting with the Wild Arctic area. So let's take a closer look at that specific area, and I'll show you what my plans are. And once we get to the Wild Arctic area, you can see here the general arrangement of the animals that I'm planning. Now, I don't expect that when I actually get to the build that these animal enclosures will fit precisely where I'm projecting them to be. This is only a rough projection, but this is basically where I'm planning to put the animals. As you can see, I've got the reindeer and then the Dall sheep making a nice curve over the top. The polar bear will be the far right border. I guess that would be the far eastern border of this area. In the middle, there's going to be a food court that butts up against the Arctic fox area, and then of course below the Arctic fox will be the Arctic wolves. I think it's going to work out really well. I think it's going to look really good, and I hope you like it once we're done. But the general order that I'm going to build this in is reindeers, food court, doll sheep, foxes, wolves, and finally polar bear.